I very much admire a broad-based contest that runs across the state, and you are not thinking of not forgetting the Tier 2 and Tier 3 towns. This is very important. If you want to grow, let's involve everybody. B, I like that in spite of I think Mr. Agarwal also made that point, preponderance of architects in this group, you have made an inclusion of civil engineering, and I will suggest that in these days there will be yet another area in which you can think in the coming years, that is, include please that in IT way. Without, you have mentioned in the presentation about something about smartness, and without IT inputs, ITES inputs, digital inputs, I think we are making a mistake. If you want to come out, then we will have to have integration of architecture, civil engineering, electrical engineering, and of course IT engineering. There can be no escape from this. On this matter, I must dwell a little more. At the risk of slightly deviating, we from the government and the Department of Urban Development, Government of West Bengal, have decided to make out a concept paper on a National Institute of Intelligent Urban Design. You may or may not have seen that we have given some green hoardings all over the town about 6 intelligent cities that the government of West Bengal is trying to propagate. These essentially means that the land is already available, 50 acres plus, in 6 places of the state, and all you have to do is to make intelligent cities, which we say is better than the smart city program of Government of India. Because in a smart city, you have seen the list, and we were disappointed in Newtown to stand at 30 out of 100, and the first 20 was declared in the first list, and we are told we will come in the second list. Who wants to be second? We don't. We were upset. But the point I'm making is, the Smart City program talks about retrofitting. That is, a city is already there. Look at the first city, Bhubaneswar, which is the capital. So it's been there for around. And now this smartness is being injected as a kind of afterthought. In the intelligent city, what we are saying is that you integrate land planning and architectural planning with IT planning. That is, where will the optical fibers be? Where will be the mobile towers? Where will be the LCD boards? Where will be the MFPs and RFP routers? If you cannot integrate that these days, then you are losing the battle. And I think if we are from the government thinking of making a concept paper, in fact ASSOCHAM is helping us. On the 25th of February, we are going to have the first think tank meeting for making out a concept paper. I would very much say that in this forum also we could, if possible, make a small entry of some degree of smartness, one small subcategory if the judges so please. The last and the second last point that I would like to make is that, again, a request to the organizers of Konstrukt, and I had approached the Indian Institute of Architects through Mr. Partharanjan Das sometime, especially both Mr. Periwala and Mr. Agarwal has talked about Newtown, which is very close to my heart, and I'm almost passionately involved in its development. And one of the things that hurts me is these very, very uncouth metro pillars. I had tried to prevent that all the metro should go underground to prevent visual pollution. But by the time I arrived on the scene, I was too late and it was too costly to put it down under the ground. Okay, so we have to live with it. So I was thinking at certain places, in Kochi for example, where the Indian Institute of Architects had taken a lead in making the most creative designs out of the most ugliest structures. That I think is what is required. So if it is at all possible, since you are organizing a competition in any case, at least in the student category, I think professionals may or may not be, I don't know, I leave that thought to Professor Shenugupta and Mr. Agarwal to dwell upon it, whether professional architects would be interested, but at least the student community have a great faith on. Then be creative. Here is an uncouth concrete structure. How best can you make it? And don't copy, please. There's no sense in copying. I can find search on Google and get it. But if it has to be creative, and I've got some very creative suggestions from a few, but coming from a contest helps me. So in the public place or recreation category that I found, if one subcategory can be done, how do you design metro pillars to be part of an intelligent city? I would be very grateful, and if I promise that unless there are great problems, the first winning entry I will get it implemented, which is a great thing for students. So with these things, I would say that it is indeed very heartening that multidisciplinary approach that has started here is already spreading. I remember in the other meeting, I forget what, that the National Convention I had mentioned about hackathon kind of an approach in other disciplines. I would say it's a different kind of, it's almost something like that, though with an extended period. And only a few days later, the Electrical Engineering Department of Jadavpur University is also requesting me to come there, and they are also taking up some kind of a multidisciplinary approach. So we need multidisciplinary, brilliant designs that are not copies. I wish all the best for now.